Hello and welcome to this week's 2-minute Parshas Vayishlach. So Yaakov and his family, they've left Lavan and they're traveling back home. Yaakov is fearful of Esav, so he sends angels ahead of him to Esav with a calming message. They return with news that Esav is coming towards him with 400 men. Yaakov prepares for this encounter in three ways. He splits the camp in two, he davens to Hashem, and he sends large tributes and presents to Esav with more kind messages. Yaakov then takes his family across the Yabok ford, but he leaves some stuff behind. So when he returns to collect the stuff, he's met by a man and he has a struggle, a fight with him, man or an angel, and he ends up getting hit and injured on his hip. The man tells Yaakov that his new name is Yisrael, and because of this encounter, we are not allowed to eat the Gid Hanosha, the tendon of an animal's thigh today. Then Esav turns up, and it actually turns out to be quite a pleasant encounter, and they part peacefully. Yaakov then travels to Sukkot and finally to Shechem. In Shechem, the son of the king of Shechem, Hamor, abducts Yaakov's daughter Dinah and asks her for his hand in marriage. Yaakov and his son say, of course, you can have her, we'll all intermarry, but only if you all first circumcise. So, all the inhabitants of Shechem circumcise, and on the third day of the circumcision, when they're in the most pain, Shimon and Levi go in and they kill all the men of Shechem and they retake Dinah home. Yaakov is not happy with them, but they defend their position. Hashem then appears to Yaakov and tells him to travel to Beis El. So Yaakov rids his camp of all idols and he travels to Beis El and he builds an altar there and brings sacrifices to Hashem in that holy place. Devorah, the nurse of Rivka, the Torah tells us, then passes away and she was buried there under a tree. Hashem appears to Yaakov again and he blesses him and he reinforces his new name and Yisrael. They then journeyed away from Beis El, and Rachel went into a difficult labor with her son, who she called Binyamin, with her passing last breaths. Yaakov buried her there on the side of the road, and he didn't take her with him to bury her in Hebron. The Torah then recounts the 12 sons of Yaakov, and Yaakov finally reunites with his father Yitzchak, and in Hebron before Yitzchak passes away at 180 years old. The Parsha ends with a bit about Esav's family, his descendants who ruled his land of Edom, and that Esav had to move away from Yaakov because their properties were too large and they could not dwell together. In summary, in this week's Parsha, Yaakov prepares to meet with Esav. He has to fight with the angel, and subsequently the Gid Hanosha becomes Aser. Shechem abducts Dinah and is punished by Shimon and Levi. There are offerings in Beis El. There is the renaming of Yaakov to Yisrael, the death of Devorah, the birth of Binyamin, and the passing of Rachel. We have the reunion with Yitzchak, and finally the Esav moves away, and Esav's descendants and the rulers of Edom. Have a good Shabbos.